And good insert time of day here to anybody watching. Welcome to
Good
our
evening,
Hatsu
Sam.
Basho Banzuke episode for the January 2024 Basho. Really, really excited about this one for many reasons that we'll go into. But yeah, it's we want to get this out a few days earlier, but it turns out the week between December
Yes.
24th and January 1st is really busy. Yeah, so that's all right. We still get to talk sumo. Hopefully, some to our few three loyal subscribers
Yeah, who would have
that
thought?
definitely aren't us. You can enjoy it as well. So we're really really excited about this Basho. Uh, yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can just hop right into it.
Well, we got to first start with our drink, of course. How could you possibly forget? You go first. What do you got?
Okay. So it's a sake, but it's a
Oh,
special kind of sake. So it's a little quiz for Pat here because he is the sake master.
well,
So most
so,
sakes,
so says you.
compared to me, you're the sake master.
That's true. That's true.
So most sakes are clear. This one is
Yeah.
not. This is a
Mm,
Nigori
a
sake.
Nagori.
Yeah,
Very nice.
from
Unfiltered.
yeah. So from which one? I was just having it. Momokawa Brewing.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know if I know them off top of my head. I don't think we went there. We might have. We went to a few. We had a lot of sake, so maybe we did. But
I do not know Momokawa. Momokawa is, let's see. Oh, I like their logo.
mhm.
Um, they are in Brooklyn. No, I'm just kidding. They are um, Momokawa.
Yeah. So looking at it, Yuki Tora. It says the softness and beauty of Yuki, snow, the power and
Oh yeah.
strength of Tora, snow tiger. Um, and then on the side, shake the tiger and unleash the power.
That's
So
why you bought it.
this is gonna the power of the tiger is gonna take me for a trip on this
Wow.
pod. So we'll see what happens here.
Momokawa is in Awamori, which is in the northern part of Japan,
Oh,
just
okay.
right below Hokkaido.
Hmm.
And yeah, Nagori unfiltered sake. Usually, it's well, almost always sweet.
Yeah.
Sweeter on the sweet end because it has a lot of residual kind of sugars in it. But a wonderful choice for me. My ice is melting, but I have this bottle
It does.
that I from a long time ago. Kat, my wife, actually got me this. It is a gin because we actually drank
Ooh.
all the gin that you gave me, and it's Kat's favorite gin of all time now. But this is from a Kyoto distillery
Hmm.
that makes the Kinobi gin. There you go, from Kyoto.
All right.
So yeah, I'm not a particularly huge gin drinker, but I really loved the last one that you got me. And so I figured I don't have any tonics, so it's going to be on the rocks
Ooh,
today, which
that's
is fun.
tough. All right, tough call.
Oh,
Oh. Hold on, I made a mess.
you spill it
Yeah,
everywhere.
taking the lid off. It was a little. Yeah, don't know my own strength.
Well, it's
Um,
because you got the strength of the tiger in you. That's why.
that's very true. Maybe
Well, I
I'll
guess you
keep.
don't have it. You were just channeling.
Right. I wanted to show the tiger I was big and strong like him.
Well, Lynn,
Snow
look
tigers.
where that got you.
Yeah, snow tigers aren't my favorite, so I want to embarrass myself. All right. Ooh, that smells strong. All right.
Oh, I
Cheers, my
bet.
man.
Kampai.
Pompai.
Hmm. That's
Hmm.
actually very tasty.
Hmm.
Yeah, Nagori or yeah, Nagori. It's not. It doesn't really taste like normal sake.
No, it's good.
It's like it's very different.
Yeah, it's very thick.
Yeah, super thick.
Yeah, the thickness. I mean, I don't want to say just say automatically oaks. It's a creamy, but no, it's thick. It's a little sweet. It's not too sweet as I kind of expected it to be.
Mm.
But no, I really like it. And then it's got like a bit of a lasting like dry aftertaste. So
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's got also that sake at
yeah,
the end.
no, I
It's
like it.
Excellent work.
How's your gin?
This is actually really good. Again, I'm not like a huge gin drinker, but it really has a nice like. I mean, gin always has that nice botanically kind of taste to it.
Hmm.
I will say it doesn't really burn. It's got a nice cleanness to it, and then actually a lot of flavor considering what it is. So no, that's not bad
Good.
at all. I will take that.
All right. Well, let's unleash the tiger and unleash
Let's
the
do it.
you can unleash the botanicals, and let's let's get into
Unleash the
this.
botanicals.
All right.
Yeah,
So
very very exciting. Very exciting.
yeah, overall, I just want to say, and I am very excited. I mean, I've said like 10 times now, but the main reason is for this basho particularly. The upper ranks are really stacked with some of our favorite
Yeah,
wrestlers who have all been doing really well.
yeah.
There's a lot of contenders for this one. It's really not so clear on who's going to come out, so it's gonna make it interesting. It'll make it fun. We wonder
Yeah,
is there
I
going to be a dark horse push through again? Maybe I don't know.
no, I agree, and it's funny. I was actually kind of like thinking back on last year and like where we weren't doing the podcast a year ago, but we were still following sumo a year ago, and I think it's really interesting to think back to where it was, and like at the beginning of 2023, there was like it was kind of a bit of a mess. Like there was
Mm-hmm.
no actual really strong people at the top. I mean, all these guys were still there, but they were still kind of in their forming phase. Like we barely there was like I mean we had Tenro Fuji, but we there wasn't really like the strong Ozeki class. There was
Mm-hmm.
no one like real clear people that were like in the running to take the top, in my opinion. And then kind of like as the year progressed, 2023, it just like you said, it just got stacked. It all of a sudden became I feel like it went from like a very quiet top to like extremely crowded top. Like all of a sudden, you have like all these big players at the top that are like, I mean, you got obviously the three Ozekis, but then you have like a whole slew of dudes under them who are also vying for their spots, and it just became like ultra competitive, like really fast.
No, I absolutely agree. Sorry, I'm looking up real quick.
That's okay.
But anyway, yeah. So I mean, the 2023 Basho, January 2023. Sorry, excuse me. Takakeisho
Mm,
won that. So,
he
will
did.
he repeat this year?
Continue.
All right. So leading the pack is Teruno Fuji, Yokozuna, the only Yokozuna right now. But again, exact same conversation we had 2 months ago. Of is he gonna be in?
Yeah, big conversation. I mean, personally, I'm voting for. I don't think he will be in. I think he's probably done.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, it wouldn't. I don't know. It's like one of those things where I wouldn't be surprised if he came back for like one last go, but like he also, ended on a win, and so it's like there's also that like I guess we've seen both sides of it. Like you see guys who kind of like retire when they're like semi on top, and then you see
Mhm.
guys who kind of like, someone like our boy
Aoyama.
Tochi. So you see guys like our boy Tochinoshin who had such an amazing career and run, and then for the last like kind of year or two just kind of like steadily kind of
Yeah.
declined to the point where he was going to be dropped down to a lower rank and then retired. So I know it's different because he's Yokozuna, so he can't drop down. So like I get that, but it does
Mhm.
raise a question of like, will he come back and like do a couple matches and then retire from that, or like I don't see him personally coming back and
Okay.
like doing a full match
Yeah.
and then like doing good. I don't
Yeah, I
see
don't
it.
know. I mean, because as a Yokozuna, I mean, if he bows out again, he's probably going to get a letter from the JSA
Yeah.
elders telling him, "Hey, man," not telling him what to do, but it's a what was it? Because there was a someone asked the JSA if Teruno Fuji sits this one out, will he be asked to retire? And they said yes without saying yes. It was one of those. The JSA elders will make a note of it and will pass either like not like make an inquiry, but pass along to Teruno Fuji that we hope the best for him, kind of thing. So kind of
Yeah.
like hey, thank you for what you did, but you're Yokozuna, so you're always expected to win if you're in there.
Right. Right.
So we'll see. Following him up is winner from the last boss show, Kirishima, Ozeki One East.
Yep.
So coming in as a heavy. heavy favorite.
Yeah, I mean, he's making this will be a Yokozuna run for him,
Hmm.
which is a big deal because he, and we talked about it in the last one, but he kind of had some ups and downs with being promoted to Ozeki, as so many people do. But then, looked so strong the last two tournaments, and
Hmm.
I mean, I kind of surprised by it, but I think that there's like a really good chance that he's gonna potentially continue to dominate on this one.
Yeah, I mean he's in great form. His the last boss show, I mean it wasn't like he was got his wins. It's not like he had any bad losses. Like his wins
No,
were, I don't want to say cheap, but it's also not like he um, waited for he didn't rely on other people to lose in order for him to win. I mean, he was consistent throughout. Like the midway Basho point. If you go back to our episode, I mean, we hardly mention his name because
yeah,
we had our bias for our guys that we focused on, not only for our team we picked, but just like our favorite wrestlers in general. And so that's bad on us, proving that we are just humans with bias as well. And he really,
indeed,
really showed us, you know, made us look like fools, which is whatever. I mean, we don't need
it's
him to do that.
deserved.
We
It's
can do that on
deserved.
we can do that on our own. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, real excited about what he does. Hoshoyu right behind him, Ozeki won West, and then Takakeisho rounding out the Ozeki. So pretty strong Ozeki core, which you'd expect.
Yep. Of course. Yeah, no, I think it'll be really interesting to see the top guys go in. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think, and then kind of going down, I think, we have to talk a little about Kotonowaka, who had
Mm-hmm.
such a fantastic, and we really actually had a really fantastic whole year. I was looking through his stats. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he never had a losing tournament the whole year, a new losing record, I should say. And not only that, but he was at the top in pretty much every tournament he fought in.
Yeah.
And then was in contention to win the whole thing in November. So I think he has kind of, I mean, he's 27, right? Like he's
Mm-hmm.
young. I think he has like real potential to also be in the mix with the big boys. If not this tournament, then within this year, is if he can stay uninjured, I think he's absolutely one to watch. That's gonna go to the next level.
Yeah, I would. I don't think it's too bold to claim that he'll make Ozeki and win a tournament this year. I don't think that's
No,
too crazy to say. Could
no,
could happen in January. That'd be awesome to see.
it could. Yeah, that would be
So
sick.
yeah, and then
Okay,
of
yeah,
of the Sanyaku ranks, I feel like one of the lesser known guys, at least one of the lesser ones that we've talked about,
yeah,
Daisho,
yeah.
as the other Sakewake, doing also very very similar. Just seems to be pretty consistent and did well last time. Did well last Basho 9-6, so puts him in the Sekiwaki West slot. Yeah.
Indeed. No, I think yeah, kind of. It, like he definitely flies under our radar a little bit. We
Mhm.
don't really talk on him that much, but no, I mean he like officially up with the big guys and above some of the guys that I didn't think he could be above. But yeah, pretty crazy to see him there.
Yeah, definitely. And another guy who didn't have a losing record at all last year, so really a strong wrestler. So behind him, Takayasu back in the Sanyaku ranks. He had a strong. He was at finished at 10-5, M3, and then
Yeah.
outside of that, the other Kamasube slot. It's no one that we really know. It's
How
not
dare you?
it's not someone who's everyone's favorite wrestler.
You monster.
it's it's totally not a wrestler that everybody is talking about for making it to Sanyaku ranks.
Pretty big deal.
Yeah, who
My boy
yeah.
Ura.
Mhm.
Uh Yeah, I mean, in November tournament, he started off really poorly because we talked about it last time, but really just because he was fighting all the top guys, which is again to be expected. But turned it around and showed incredible spirit and ended up with a winning record, and it was enough to get him the promotion. And I mean, I love to see it. Like I've said it before, will he be promoted to Ozeki someday? I don't know. I think he's got a long road to that, but I don't think it's impossible, but I do think he has a long road to that. I'm not sure, but man, I would love to see it.
Oh, I agree. And then normally I would just be like, hey, just focusing only on Sanyaku, but I also feel like just real quick at M1, Wakamoto
Mm,
Haru, 4-11 last Pasho, but then Atami Fuji in the other M1 slot. Um,
yeah,
so when I talk about the what we said, the upper rank stack with some of our favorites, I mean, really M1 and above is going to be some fantastic fighting, and they're all going to fight each other. So,
I know, and you know, I guess I don't want to go through the whole thing, but M2, you got Abi and
mm,
Midori Fuji now at
yep,
M2. It's like all of our
hmm,
favorite guys are just have just slowly been like clawing their way up to the top, and it's just
yep,
like that whole top area is just such explosive dudes, and it's
yep.
like I think it's gonna be a crazy one.
I agree. So I think it'll be similar to last time, where midway through we're going to have 5 or 6 guys
Yeah,
vying, for the lead. And well, what was it like? There were 9 people tied for. I think on day 7 there were 9 people tied for
yeah.
second place. So I think it'll be something similar to that. Maybe not 9 people. That'd be awesome. But
I know I could definitely see it. I think it's gonna be another one like
mhm,
that. It's gonna be wild. So yeah, I mean for me the only other thing I wanted to bring up too was looking down the list, we got a couple interesting. Most
mhm,
notably is Ono Sato,
yes,
who is I'm sure you wanted to talk about as well. He is coming up from Jurio,
hmm,
and this guy, young kid, he's one of the most highly decorated like college level amateur sumo wrestlers of all time. Apparently, he
hmm,
just is like one of those guys that we don't follow the lower ranks that much, so we don't like people who live in Japan and know it like sumo super well. They like have seen this guy coming up and been excited about him. So we've kind of missed that. At least I have, just because we only really follow the top ranks that much. But apparently he's like one of these guys, kind of like a Tommy Fuji and Hakuoho, like these guys that it's like, okay, like he's supposed to be a big deal. He's like on
hmm,
the headline of all the sumo websites. So again, it's just going to be really interesting to see yet again. This is now the third time we've had like a super young dude debuting into the top ranking, and everyone's super hyped about how it's
yeah.
going to go.
I'm hyped about him. I've spoken about him a couple times. The last two
Yeah,
Jurios last two Bashos, he lost the Jurio title in a playoff. So definitely a strong contender. Looking forward really to him.
yeah.
Um,
22 years old.
yeah, very excited about that. Um, another one of your favorites, real
Mm.
quick. Aoyama is back,
Oh
M17
yeah.
West. So you think he's back, or do you think this is the you know the phrase a dead cat bounce? The bounce
I
of a dead.
don't actually.
So it comes from stocks, where
Yeah.
when a stock is crashing uncontrollably, there's always never goes all the way down. Even if the company's
Yeah.
destroyed, there's always going to be like a little bounce back, and then it continues falling. So basically, what I'm asking is, do you think Aoyama is going to stay up, or is this just
This is
you
his
know, th-
bounce.
yeah, this last year was him like slowly falling, and then his wins in Jurio was like his dead cat bounce. And do you think he's going to go right back down to Jurio?
It's tough because I am a huge fan of him. I just think he's awesome, and I would love to see him kind of stick around.
Hmm,
I mean, we as you said, we've kind of watched him decline. I mean, he's become quite a bit of like a one trick pony in terms
hmm,
of he's pretty easy to beat by most of the guys. He pretty much is just a pusher thruster straight in, not super dynamic, but we also have seen him have these like random bursts of energy where he'll like all of a sudden finish with a winning record, and you're like, wait, where did that come from? So maybe he like going down the Jirio like put a little bit of fire under his ass, and maybe now he'll like turn it around. And I would love to see it. Like personally, I mean, obviously I would love to see him stick around and come back and rise through the ranks, but I think he is gonna have a very long run, especially with like all these new younger guys in front of him, and it's just the
yeah,
competition is so much higher now that I think he's gonna have a tough time. But of course, I would love to see it.
we've spoken about it before. I feel like as long as any wrestler can withstand the initial charge and just stay in the ring, they can push him out. His conditioning is really lacking, and he finished
Pretty much.
well, technically last year too, but the last Basho, 8-7, and so I think he was J1. Yeah, so he was the number one position, finishing 8-7. Hence why he's only at M17. And there are other guys from Jurio who came in this Basho ranked above him.
Right.
Um, everyone in the Mega Share ranks is a lot stronger than the Jurio ranks. So I, I think he's gonna. Unfortunately, I hate to be a negative Nancy. I hate to be that, but
You're not
I,
wrong.
I think that these guys, make sure ranks will be able to withstand his push, his initial
Yeah, I
push,
mean,
and get him out.
it it's just like it's just gotten to a point where like even now, like I'm on my screen, I'm looking at like rank 10 and below, and
Hmm.
it's still like everyone's so good. Like you have Tamawashi who like had this incredible run in his
Hmm.
last tournament, and he's at number 10. It's just like all the lower rank guys are so good now too that yeah,
Hmm.
I agree. I think I'm going to predict right now that he will retire this year, or at the very least, drop back down and stay there. But I think that this
Okay.
might be the year for him. I'm calling it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, like you said, from 10 and below, I mean, some of these names in the 10 and below ranks are pretty well known names. I mean,
Yeah.
Tamawachi, Ciro Gisho, who had a very good tournament as
Yep.
well. Uh, Takanosho, Endo, Onosho. So yeah, there's some strong guys down there that he's going to be fighting right. It's right off the get go. It's not like
Totally.
it's not like he's going to be fighting against a bunch of young, unseasoned Jurio
No.
guys. I mean, these are some tough dudes who are only moving down because of
Yep.
those really strong high ranks we already spoke about.
Right.
So it's a very good start to the year just overall for sumo. I think this is
Yeah.
going to be a
I
fun
can't
boss
wait.
show.
I can't
Um,
wait. It's going to be epic.
okay, the only other thing I want to talk about in Makushita, Wakataka
Yeah.
Kage is at Makushita 1, and Hakuoho is at Makushita 5. So
Ooh,
we could have a pretty high level bout in the Makushita ranks.
that's exciting.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to be watching those. We're gonna have to be watching all those as well.
Yeah, that's actually
Some
that.
fun,
No,
right? Some fun. That could be a very fun fight.
yeah, that's actually very exciting. I think
Yeah.
that we'll definitely have to take a peek at that.
Yeah. I agree. Cool, man.
Well, you want to do real quick before we sign off? Do the
Our fantasy picks.
our fantasy picks.
All right. So let me see. Last time, how did we do this? It
I
was
think I remember, but
we picked like one from the Sanyaku, one from
yeah,
M like 1 to 8, and then one from M9 to M17. Um, and then you get like one bonus.
yeah, yeah, that was it.
Okay.
All right, so you started off and you go first.
Well, so you won, so you get
Well,
the
that's true.
first
Okay,
pick.
all right, all right. Okay, so let's remind real quick. So it's we each get one pick from the Senyaku. You said
Yeah, Sanyaku. Last time we said M1 to M7 and then M8 to M15, but because this goes to M17 now, let's say M1 to M8 and then M9 to M17.
okay. So like one from each of the three tiers.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So as the glorious victor from the last November tournament, I will go first. You know, if I'm picking from the top rank and I really want to win, which I do,
Hmm.
uh, ooh, that's really tough. But I think I'm gonna have to actually pull a wild card and go with Kotonowaka.
Oh,
I was gonna say
yeah.
Kirishima, and I really think Kirishima is a very very strong chance of winning it.
Hmm.
But I kind of think that Kotonowaka's he got a taste of it. He's hungry, and I think he's gonna come in on this one and get. I mean, I know he's gonna score some big points, but I have a good feeling. So that's
Yeah.
my pick for the top.
Okay. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go with my gut.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go with Kirishima. I think he finished out.
Oh boy.
He had a complete basho, a complete victory. Like it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to him. So I think,
it
yeah,
was a domination.
it was good. So all right, next M what I say M1 Dem 8.
M1 through M8. I mean, once again, it's just stacked. I mean, any one of these guys could literally blow up and take it. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't want to I don't want to do it again. But I got to do it again. And another kind of it's not a wild card for me, but I got to go with Midori Fuji again.
Okay.
He's becoming my favorite wrestler right up there with Ura. I just had such a good time watching him the last tournament, and he put down so many points and he can be hot and cold, the ups and downs. But for me, like I want to root for him, and I'm gonna pick him to take it on
Mhm.
out, even though
Yeah,
he's up against some crazy competition there.
and that's a classic Pat pick
Hmm.
because the first sumo fantasy basho we ever did, we didn't really know many of the wrestlers outside of like literally the top guys, and you just said, "I'm going to pick all the guys with Fuji in their name," and
It was a good strategy.
it was a great,
It
it
was
was a
turned out being
great
a sound
strategy.
strategy.
Yeah, okay, uh, okay. Well, I'm going to go with you had him last time. I'm taking him this time. Tommy Fuji.
Yep, the Battle of the Fugees. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, great pick, obviously.
All right. Now.
All right,
M9 to
going.
M17.
Man, once again, another great lineup. But I'll go out on a limb, and I'm going to take a risk and go with the new guy. I'm going to go with Onosato. Like
You can't take the new guy. You
I
can,
can't.
of course, because you won and you're the glorious victor. But
I can't. I'm the glory. Well, that's like because I'm glorious victor.
I've been talking about him for months, and you're gonna take him on his debut away from me.
That's right.
Hmm. Well, there goes all my strategy. No. um.
If you
hmm.
really want him, you can have
No.
him.
No. 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 It's fine. Um. Now I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna.
You got some good options in there.
I know. I kind of want to go with. I'm debating between. I was about to be like, oh, I'll go with all reliable and go with Tamawashi, but he was anything but reliable last year. He was up and down between winning
That's
and losing
true. I mean, you
records.
got so
So,
many good guys. You got like Meisei's really good in there. I mean,
hmm
you got
you
you
know
don't want to
what?
be you don't want to lose two times in a row.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I don't. Let's go.
You
No,
forget that?
I did. Normally, I was like, oh, well, we'll just go. We'll just figure it out. I'm gonna go with Meisei. Let's do it.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
All right. Now that you've
All right.
ruined it
Oh, and
for
then
me.
we do a wild card pick too.
Yeah, wild card.
So wild card is just anyone on the list.
Anyone on the list that you think will do well.
I mean, I think oh god, you have so many interesting guys up at the top. I mean, eh, I think for my wild card, and it has to be a true wild card. I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to go with Takayasu. I like
Oh, okay.
Takayasu.
Okay.
Again, also been very hot and cold. I still stand by what I've said in the past, which is when he is not injured and he is on and he is focused, he's like
hmm
an unstoppable freight train.
Yep.
But like many of these unstoppable freight trains, they also
They
can
do
get
stop
you.
sometimes.
They occasionally stop, and then there's issues, and they're really hard to get them going again.
Okay.
So that could be a disastrous pick, but it also I'm going with it.
Okay. Well, then I think it's pretty obvious choice on who. I mean, a
Yeah,
pretty
I
obvious
know where you're
guess.
going.
He scored 50 of my points last boss show, so he scored one of the 2 points my team got, and that is my man Hoshoyu. So
Oh, there he is.
Hoshoyu will lead me to victory. Well, not lead me because I picked him last, but I
Right. Yeah,
he
he's
might
not
lead me to
leading you
victory.
anywhere.
No, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Well. Okay. Pat is Katonawaka, Midori Fuji, Onosato Takayasu, and I am Kirishima Tami Fuji Meisei Hoshoyu. For those of you at home who are just like, can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah,
So
riveting.
make sure you guys write that down.
Yeah,
All right, man. That's all I had for this.
I think that sounds good. So we're gonna
All
plan
right.
to do another. We'll do another one. When do we do another one? What's today?
Yeah, when
Today
we can,
is
I'll be traveling.
Sam's gonna be doing a
So
little bit of traveling.
yeah, so hopefully we can get one done during the Basho.
That's the
We'll see.
plan.
Yeah.
All right.
If not, I'll be back right after it, right when it's ending. So,
Hi.
well, what day does it start? Let's
It
see.
is. I just had it up. It is the 14th through the 28th.
Okay, so I'll be home before it ends.
Oh,
So
so
that's
we
good.
can do one at the end at least.
I'll be home 2 days before it ends. So we'll have a midway basho on day 14.
Fantastic.
All right, man. That's all I have for now. So
That's all I have as well. Excellent.
have it.
excellent tournament in front of us.
Alrighty. I'll talk to you later, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you guys.